Graduands and guests, the Chancellor and members of the academic procession are about to enter the hall. Would you please rise and remain standing for the national anthem?
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. On behalf of the University, I declare open this ceremony to confer degrees and award certificates and diplomas of the Australian National University. Extend a particularly warm welcome to our graduands, guests, other guests of the University. As we gather here today, we acknowledge and celebrate the first Australians on whose traditional lands we meet, and pay our respects to the elders of the Ngunnawal people, past and present. Just a slightly more informal note before we begin. I'm delighted to see, as always, there's quite a few young children in the audience on this very special family day. One day we hope that these kids too will grow up and walk across the stage like this, so if during the course of the ceremony they get a little bit restless and start behaving like children, please let's all be tolerant. Thank you very much. May I call now on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Brian Schmidt.
Would all graduands please stand? Chancellor, I certify that all the candidates whose names appear in the official university records for this conferring ceremony have satisfactorily completed the requirements for the degree, certificate, or diploma that they are to receive.
With the authority of the university, I admit each of you here present to the degree or award you the certificate or diploma to which you're entitled. Some are unable to be present for this conferring of awards, and I admit them to the degree or award them the certificate or diploma to which they're entitled in absentia.
On behalf of the university, I congratulate our new graduates. Would you now please be seated?
I call now on the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Corbett.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates who've been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Members of the audience might like to note that the titles of the theses of the graduates now to be presented are included in the programme. Chancellor, I present Kamalesh Adhikari. Brian Babington. Srinjoy Bose. Mark Andrew Burrows. Andre Yushar Damalido. Arti Devi. Swen Dong. Fadlia. Pasut Lasuka. Jia Liang. Bo Liu. Patrick McCartney. Rongfang Pan. Peter Herman Prince. Gonzaga Puas. Robert Stiles. Mo Tun. Ella Usher. Shanu Palamuru.
Thank you, Professor Corbett. I now call on the Dean of the ANU College of Asia and Pacific, Professor Taylor.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates in the ANU College of Asia and the Pacific who today have been admitted to degrees and awarded certificates and diplomas. Master of Arts, Strategic Studies with Honours, Ashley Sharp. Master of Asia Pacific Studies, Jack Edward Buckley. Ran Yen. Bei-Shi Zhang. Shashikala Davidson. Master of Climate Change, Tuan Tang Nguyen. Min Hui Tran. Zoe Vanderlee. Master of Diplomacy, Nicholas Mungji Chen. Alana Esselmont Cloud. Master of Diplomacy Advanced with Honours, Fakonde Akbari. Patrick McCormick. Master of Environmental Management and Development, Julie Brasher. Chu Chung Dong. Sylvia Jablina Fangde. Stephen Kenahan. Nguyen Thi Hong Fong. Melanie Pill. Ahmed Sofiullah. Sally Jane Taylor. Danang Akbar Wijayajati. Master of International Affairs, Sindhu Adiraju. Robert Raymond Atkinson. Lisa Brown. Georgina Elizabeth Horsberg. Natasha Velkovic. Master of International and Development Economics, Jose Armando Cobian Alvarez. Wei Tsong Guo. Zishan Javaid. Sandra Kurniawati. Da Liu. Su Hong Liu. Ti Fong Liu. Nusna Nakara. Logia Now. Suchita Himanshu Pota. Yekti Pratiwi. Chen Shen. Xu Shen. Tran Hong Ha. Tran Trong Duk. Vu Thi Lan. Putu Poppy Amy Widyasari. Mohan Wu. Yuefeng Wu. Rongjun Yang. Master of International Relations, Stephen Andrew Bunce. Jeren Matthew Koshi. Zhu Xinwang. Yichen Ju. Chancellor, I present as a graduate who has been admitted to the degree of Master of International Relations and has been awarded a university medal, Heather Victoria Van Hull. Master of International Relations Advanced with Honours, Jirapa Buyarugsa. Thomas Allen Conley. Kylie Pinder. Master of National Security Policy, Jacqueline Barker. Roy Birch. Matthew Gill. Jeremy Tucker. Alexandra Evangeli Vanardos. Master of National Security Policy, Advanced with Honours, Rachel Joel Falk. Len Morris. William Albert Stoltz. Master of Public Administration, Dian Laxmana Anindita. Hong An Do. Sepsun Hashiholan Liberty. Abdul Ghaffar Kisrani. Idan Chu. Eni Cilistiani. Executive Master of Public Administration, Andrea Kelly. Adil Ahmed Khan. Master of Public Policy, Abdullahi Ahmed. Katri Zitranintias. Ruth Mary Davidson. Nicholas James Godden. Tihan Ha. Nicholas Humphreys. Akshra Kaul. Rebecca Tanya Kuninpi. Jose Fabrizio Rodriguez Serrato. Annette Denise Shaw. Sutikno. Master of Public Policy and Development Policy, Nabila Irfan. Master of Public Policy and Economic Policy, Mohammed Fahan Akhtar. Elizabeth Bautista. Master of Public Policy in International Policy, Adela Pranindiati. Master of Public Policy in Policy Analysis, Adrianus Paulus. Master of Public Policy in Social Policy, Herani Ramdalingrum. Saman Rai. Master of Strategic Studies, Gustavo Alfonso Castellanos Rodriguez. Rohanna Laurel May Prince. Suji Shang. Hannah White. Gabriel Benjamin Jenhao Yue. Master of Strategic Studies Advanced with Honours, Christopher Cowan. Robert Cullum. Emma Margaret Kettle. Ao Shi Tian. Master of Diplomacy and Master of Arts International Relations, Muhammad Aslan Abubakar. Master of Diplomacy Advanced with Honours and Master of Laws in International Law, Bhavani Kannan. Chancellor, I present a graduate who has been awarded the degree of Master of Environmental Management and Development and Graduate Diploma in Environmental Management and Development and awarded a university medal. Catherine Lee Hooper. Master of International and Development Economics and Graduate Diploma of International and Development Economics, Wisnu Harto Adiwijoyo. Nilanka Chamindani Sakara Durage. Muhammad Aji Septiawan. Ruli Hapsari Suito. Hafia Tazrian. Master of International Relations Advanced with Honours and Graduate Certificate in International Relations, Rabail Mustafa Sumro. Master of Public Policy and Graduate Diploma of Public Administration, Baba Bokai. Walid Muhammad Payenda. Graduate Diploma in Environmental Management and Resource Economics, Sarah Marshall. Graduate Diploma in International and Development Economics, Bobby Hamenda. Graduate Diploma in Asia Pacific Studies, Bachelor of Laws with Honours and Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Sarah Marie Longo. Bachelor of Asian Studies, Tsue Huang. Bachelor of Asian Studies with Honours, Hugh William Edward Dixon. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Security, Amanta Serrano Kotan. Joseph Luke Everdell. Rebecca Avril Utami Orm. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Alexandra Grace Debeljakovic. Hangbek Jo. Timothy Amon James McGarry. Magdalene Nichols. Louise Meihua Chuan. Elspeth Richardson. Jacqueline Louise Williams. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Year in Asia, and Bachelor of Arts, Mandy Liang. David Longo. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies and Bachelor of Commerce, Cameron Jarvis. Jasmininder Singh Kung. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies and Bachelor of Economics, Jun Jiang. Bachelor of International Security Studies, Happy Astrolab Human. Nathan John Randell.
Thank you, Professor Taylor. Now, as a very special part of today's proceedings, I invite one of our brilliant students from the School of Music, Ellen Falconer, to play for us Debussy's Prelude from Suite Bergamasque. Over to you, Ellen. Thank you, Alan Falconer, playing from School of Music, the Debussy Prelude from Suite Bergamasque. Thanks so much. I call now on the Dean of the ANU College of Business and Economics, Professor Leach.
Chancellor, I invite Dr. Matthew Dowling to assist in the presentation of graduates of the ANU College of Business and Economics. Chancellor, I present to you graduates in the ANU College of Business and Economics who today have been admitted to degrees and awarded diplomas. Chancellor, I present graduates who have been admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Accounting.
Yu Chi-hu. Lim Jia-yong. Iwe Melinda Low. Chu Chu Wen. Fei Ge Zhu.
Bachelor of Actuarial Studies.
Bo Jun Sui. Ian James Hutton. Rong Quen David Lee. Xing Xin Lin. Jia Ying Shen. Chun Chun Te. Yu Yao. Yi Cheng Yu. Jia Wei Cheng.
Bachelor of Business Administration.
Pooja Bajaj. Aaron Swee Kei Chua. Ha Jin Lee. Edward Harrison McCarthy. Huen Wang.
Bachelor of Commerce.
Mohammed Kalim bin Ahmad Ainuddin. Adiba Swadma Ahmed. ECI. Kartikeyan Arunachalam. Michael Beasley Boyd. Andrew Thomas Charles Brown. Denny Christopher Chandra. Fei Chiao Chen. Chu Jen Siren. Rebecca Ann Collis. Max David Ramsey Cusack. Callum Richard Fryer. Vera Gu. Bhavya Gupta. Aaron John Harwood. Jen Sheng Hong, Jia Huang, Louise Emily Irvine, Wen Jiang, Xu Yin Jiang, Alexandra King, Anna Tunkala, Yan Lam Lao, Hui Yu Gladys Lee, Xiu Ho Li, Ka Wa Calvin Long, Wei Li, Max Forrest Little, Chi Sheng Lin, Ya Wen Liu, Jordan McKinley Long, Hui Chi Lu, Joseph Patrick Marinan, Grant John Melvin, Callum Morgan, Wei Ying Alicia Ang, Tin Trong Nguyen, Vivian Tang Nguyen, Hui Tse Aoyang, Tuo Shi, Edwina Smiles, Chanikarn Sukasan, Hao Ying Sun, Miao Sun, Wen Sun, Louisa Hui Min Tan, Evan Daniel Turner, Luke Stewart Turner, Amrit Wade Yaratne, Lanjun Wang, Wenshu Wang, Alexander Robert Wilkinson, Jia Hui Wu, Mei Tong Wu, Andrew Chung Chung Yam, Henry Chang, Na Chang, Ronan Chang, 田七将，何 Jacqueline Chow， Yi Tian Zhu，
Bachelor of Economics.
Fahin Ahmed, Ilma Navianti Fadhil, Alice Elizabeth Margaret Wyss, Xiu Zhao,
Bachelor of Finance.
Chen Yong Chai, Shi Chen, Su Yong Chui, Yon Sik Chui, Jin Yong Peng, April Grace Ritchie, Wen Xing Tan, Eileen Wang, Jenny Wang, Yuhan Xiao, Yawen Xu, Yingxin Yang, Hao Yu, Jia Yi Zhang,
Bachelor of International Business.
Wessam Hadid,
Bachelor of Statistics.
Megan Suni Ong,
Bachelor of Actuarial Studies and Bachelor of Commerce.
Kelly Shi Qian Chen, Feng Xiao Miao, Alice E. Yang,
Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Business Administration.
Shirzat Mehmet,
Bachelor of Actuarial Studies and Bachelor of Economics.
Sim Hua Cao, Kit Hui Wong,
Bachelor of Actuarial Studies and Bachelor of Finance.
Chia Ying Li, Muzi David Lee, Victor Fan, Dunley Shen, Kit May Wijaratne,
Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Commerce.
Harriet Frieda Carr, Terence Chiem, Cameron James Ewing, Sophie Amanda James. Nicole Louise Martin. Louis William Jan Harding.
Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Economics.
Lakshman Ganesharaja.
Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Languages.
Christina Nu Nguyen. Min Tu Pham Trung.
Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Laws.
Suprema Ram.
Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Science, brackets Psychology.
Yamini Madan.
Bachelor of Economics and Bachelor of Arts.
Harry James Patrick.
Bachelor of Economics and Bachelor of Finance.
Lachlan Ryan Carter. Subodh Gupta. Junsop Han. Thomas David Izzard. Dylan Smedley. Thomas Hutchinson.
Bachelor of Science.
Michael Adam Rech.
Bachelor of Social Science with honours in Actuarial Studies and Economics.
Tse Mak.
Bachelor of Commerce.
Yi Lu Chang. Jason Sriwijaya.
Master of Public Policy in International Policy.
Nguyen Din Sak.
Bachelor of Commerce.
Ji Su Kang. Richard Paul Connolly. Hoon Gu Kang.
Master of International Relations, bracket Advanced.
Yutaro Oka.
Bachelor of Actuarial Studies.
Lu Di Han.
Thank you, Professor Leach. Mr. Dowding, I now call on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Schmidt, to present the Vice-Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Education.
Each year, the Vice-Chancellor awards outstanding staff for the contribution they make to the quality of learning and teaching at the ANU. Awards are made for excellence in teaching and research supervision, for programs that enhance learning, and for outstanding contributions to student learning. Awards and citations may be made to individuals, to teams, or programs in recognition of their contribution to educational excellence at the ANU. Dr. Wallace is known for engaging and innovative teaching methods which center around engaging her students in real-world innovations that prepare them for life beyond university. She utilizes experiential learning, co-curricular activities, and real-life simulations to inspire her students. I present a recipient of the 2016 Vice Chancellor's Award for Teaching Excellence, Dr. Joanne Wallace. Ms. Koo is a passionate and dedicated language teacher who encourages students to gain real-life knowledge of Korea by developing creative and interactive tutorials based on communicative teaching methodologies. I present a recipient of the 2016 Vice Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Tutoring or Demonstrating, Ms. Young Yoon Koo. This afternoon, we have recognized the academic achievements of our students and the contributions they have made to the ANU community. It is fitting, then, that we hear from one of our graduating students who has been actively involved in this community. Rohanna Prince is graduating today with a Master's of Strategic Studies. I have much pleasure in inviting Ms. Prince to address the congregation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to start by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. During my 5 years at ANU, I had the honour of being lectured, supervised, and mentored by Professor Hugh White. Early on in my honours year, Hugh suggested that I read Margaret Macmillan's book, The War That Ended Peace, The Road to 1914. Now, like any good honours student, I went away and I found the book. I read the introduction and not much else, but I did read the conclusion. And I did. What that conclusion contained was a message about choice, that war in 1914 was not, in fact, inevitable, that it was a choice. And Hugh wanted me and other students to realise this point, that war is a choice. He wanted us to think about the issue of war becoming the better choice. When does war become the better of two options for our leaders? And the concept of choice is a really important one, especially in the College of Asia and the Pacific. It remains an important concept now that I've moved on to work at the Department of Foreign Affairs. There are choices to be made about Australia's relationship with China, about our alliance with the United States, about what to do with Papua New Guinea, about languages, about religion, about climate change. There are many choices to be made today that will affect Australia's standing in the future. And these choices are complex. They require deep thought and an awareness of history, strategic direction, culture, relationships, personalities, and interests. Though I'm not quite high enough up in the DFAT hierarchy to make the big choices just yet, I do believe that I have the tools, the skills, and the knowledge to help make those choices. And I have them thanks to the likes of Hugh and the other wonderful staff at this university. I'd like to thank ANU for my education, for giving me the ability to think critically, to communicate clearly, and to work with others to find solutions. I know I speak for all students here today when I say that. You, the people that make this university the great place it is, have given us skills and knowledge that we will use throughout our lives and our careers, and for that we are all truly grateful. I'd also like to thank my and everyone else's families for supporting us through our ANU journeys. A degree is often a family effort, or in fact, two, like my family is collecting today. Finally, I'd like to say thank you and well done to my peers. I've made some lifelong friends here at ANU in between stressing over essays at Menzies Library or frantically finishing readings at the Gods Cafe. I've learnt so much from our diverse cohort, whether it's in class or over coffee, and the wisdom and the insights that you've shared with me give me hope that with smart people going out into the world, the right choices will be made. Thank you.
Rohana, you've had a chance to work with one of our great academics here at ANU, and that is something that I hope many of you have had a chance to have either through classes or through your masters or your diplomas, a chance to meet with some of the great minds that ANU has. Now, Rohana, I've actually had a chance to meet just a couple weeks ago as she continues on her journey through life. And your university is always going to be there as a place of knowledge, of reflection, a place to go back and maybe reset your buttons over time about what you're doing in life. You should think of education as a lifelong journey. And it's important as we start thinking about the big questions that face each of us. Many of you will have opportunities to do good and to do the right thing. And the right thing is not always easy. And I think Rohana has really reflected on that. And I hope, Rohana, maybe sometime you will be able to be up at the top like our chancellor and making the big decisions based on the knowledge that you had today. And if not you, people out, your colleagues out in the audience. So let's give Rohana another round of applause. Our speaker this afternoon is one of our distinguished alumni, Mr. David Nolan. David Nolan is currently manager of FX and future sales at Goldman Sachs, Australia. Mr. Nolan, who commenced working for Goldman Sachs in 1994, has worked extensively in Asia. He spent 8 years in Hong Kong and 3 years in Japan, where he built a strong presence for the company in foreign exchange. He completed a Bachelor of Economics with honors from ANU in 1986. I have much pleasure in inviting Mr. David Nolan to address the congregation. Sorry.
Wow, I just got a new degree. Firstly, an apology. I wanted to be able to assure, especially the younger graduates here, that this room was free of Pokemon, but I've been sitting here for an hour and a half with my phone off, and it could be full, I don't know, but you know, Pikachu's a tough one to catch. Yeah, even at my age. It is an honour to stand before you today and having been asked to give this address. It is also extremely daunting. We live in an age where we can go online, graduate, or as they call them in the US, commencement speeches are everywhere from some of the greatest and funniest minds of our time. And we all know that what really goes viral is when things go wrong. But that is not my aim today. My aim is not to trend online, but it's simply an acknowledgement of the technology and the age in which we live. It already dominates all of your lives. You have more computing power in your pocket than the supercomputers of the 1990s, and certainly a lot more computing power than I had at my fingertips in the mid-80s when I was at ANU. It may amuse you, you may not be interested, but it may amuse you to think how we studied back then. We did have computers. They didn't move, but we had computers. In fact, I was fortunate enough to complete my Economics 4 thesis on an Apple Macintosh. That was in 1985. The Apple Macintosh was released in 84. ANU was seriously cutting edge back then, and I'm sure it remains that way today. And let me tell you, back then, when we cut and paste, we actually used scissors. We put it on a bit of paper, we glued it, and that was what cut and pasting was. Then we photocopied it. So 30 years is a long time, longer than many of you have been alive, and you're probably thinking what relevance I have. But I can tell you that both personally and professionally, some of the lessons that I learned at ANU remain very valid today. I'm probably most grateful, and I'm sure she'll hope this is the case, I'm probably most grateful for the fact that I met my wife in Economics 1 in first year. We celebrate 30 years of marriage in a couple of months' time. But I'm also grateful for the other friendships that I made here. I remain friends with plenty of the people that I came across for the first time on this campus. Professionally, ANU set me on a path that I remain on today. I'll admit I was lucky. During my time here, I discovered that I liked macroeconomics and I liked exchange rates. It might make me a bit strange, but that's what I liked. And in 1983, the government of the day decided to float the Australian dollar. So those two things coincided to put me on a career path that I remain on to this day. But to get here, I had to make choices. And the first of those came in my final year at ANU. You see, I wasn't seen as the most academically focused. In fact, I wouldn't say I was looked down upon, but I was more interested in the bright lights of the private sector, not staying in Canberra and not necessarily being an academic. Apologies. At this time, the Australian dollar had just been floated, as I said, and it was front page news, it was on the television, it was headline news. This was exciting to me. But there were no graduate interviews. The firms that I wanted to work with didn't come to ANU. They didn't interview here. And I thought, well, how am I going to get a job? Believe it or not, I had to look in the paper. And then I had to call firms from telephones outside the refectory. I went down there. They're not there anymore. But I found my way to Sydney and I found my way to the foreign exchange market. And I was about to have another choice. You see, I'd entered an industry that I didn't really know that much about. I'd entered merchant banking. I knew I liked this exchange rate thing. And within 3 months, I was offered a job at a different firm. And the place I was at said, no, we want you to stay. So they said, we'll increase your salary by 50%. It was a pretty small number, but by 50%. And I turned them down and I moved. And the reason I moved was I just thought longer term, this other firm would be better. And that's the first bit of advice I have for you today. Your career decisions do not necessarily chase today's dollar. It is the long-term decision that matters. I was lucky, as I said. I found this job that I like and I like to this day. It's a tough thing to quantify, but this should be your aim as well. How do you know? It doesn't feel like work. When you wake up in the morning, you want to do it. It doesn't really matter what that is, but you need to somehow find it. And then it's not necessarily, it's not so much a career as, I'll be arrogant enough to say, a vocation. We do have one thing in common. And we have in common that we've all proved, all of us here today, we have proved that we have the discipline to complete a tertiary degree. I don't want you to underestimate the power of this discipline. It is a strong message that your degree portrays to everyone, including prospective employers. Now you're going to look around and say it's not an edge. All of these people here have such a discipline, but only you can know what it took for you to get this degree, what choices you had to make, and what discipline was required. Choice seems to be a word that's coming up a lot. It's the major difference between the world you enter and the one I entered in 1986. Technology has shrunk the world. It increases choice, but it also increases competition. Now you can worry about this competition, or you can get on knowing that the choices you will face are many and varied. And decision making gets more line ball. But unlike the exams you've sat, if you feel you've got these decisions wrong, make another choice. You can't fail in life. If you want to be offered these choices, the one piece of advice I give all young graduates who come to work with us is you have to work hard and you have to do well. Everyone might want that promotion, that new responsibility, the job in Asia or London or New York, but you're not going to be offered that opportunity unless you prove to people that you deserve them. My journey that began at ANU took me to Hong Kong and Tokyo, but again, I was forced to make choices that were at the time a surprise. You see, I travelled to Hong Kong in 1994 to visit what was then my client, Goldman Sachs. When I got there, they said, "Oh, do you mind coming in a few hours early?" Now, confident as I was in my own ability, I thought, they're going to interview me. So I called my wife. I said, if they interview me, I want to take the job. She was 4 months pregnant with our first child. We're in the middle of renovating a terrace in Paddington in Sydney, and her reply was, "Sure, no problem." So I left for Hong Kong. She finished the renovation. And a few months later, our daughter was born. And this turned into a trend for some time. Sometime after that, I was asked to move to Japan. Business consolidated in Tokyo post the Asian financial crisis, and so off we went, this time with 2 kids, but to a city where we knew nobody and didn't speak the language. Both of these were unbelievably fantastic experiences. After 3 years in Japan, my wife turned to me and said, "I want to go home." All of a sudden, we had to make another choice, but this choice had family as the focus. Now, you're all going to say, and all going to think, of course you choose family. And this is true, but the decision and the questions on work-life balance will be questions that you will be answering for the rest of your lives. 10 years ago, we moved back to Sydney, and my career changed again, though within the same company. And I'll say my family has thrived. Different opportunity arose. I had to learn new skills, and I moved in a different direction. So, some more advice. You have an almost infinite supply of information at your fingertips, and this helps in decision making. But I urge you to always ask questions. The 2 pieces of advice I can give you is 1, ask questions, and 2nd, don't just read the headlines. Read the full story or the full piece that you've been given. Apologies to the previous speaker who didn't read the book. Let me be very clear. There are no dumb questions. None. The only dumb question is not asking. You won't learn if you don't ask, and nor will you learn if you don't listen. You have spent time at ANU listening. It's a skill you have been taught, and it's a skill you will lose. But I urge you to work on it, because you will learn significantly more by listening than you will by speaking. If at any time in what you're doing you feel, I can't learn any more, there's a message. Time for a new role. You enter a very different workplace than the one I entered, but it would be wrong of me to stand before you and say that the issues of diversity in the workforce have been solved. They have not. It would also be wrong of me not to acknowledge that progress has been made. Much has been achieved, but significantly more needs to be done, and each of you has a role to play. Nobody should be uncomfortable in the workplace. It is morally wrong and unproductive. There was a time when I started, issues like this were let go with, "Oh, don't worry about it, just don't rock the boat." Well, in this case, I urge you all to rock the boat. If you or someone around you is being made uncomfortable, speak up. We all have a responsibility to continue the path towards a more diverse and inclusive workplace. It is not, to say it was just a joke is not an excuse. It is not how you feel, it is how they feel that matters. My next piece of advice is your personal credibility is a currency that you will rely on. By graduating today, you've all added to the strength of that currency, but you must remain vigilant. Currency and credibility moves around. A loss of faith in a country can lead to large devaluations and significant economic pain. I've witnessed this on many occasions. And it takes a country years to regain the trust of financial markets. And trust is the key to any relationship notably in the workforce. Once you lose that trust, it is very difficult to be regained. Your personal credibility is a currency you cannot afford to devalue. If you make a mistake, and you will, do just one thing: admit it, do not hide it, and learn from it. Making errors does not devalue your personal credibility, but losing the trust of your colleagues does. It is always an exciting time to be a new graduate. It's uncertain, but you're starting a journey that will take you on to choices and challenges that even you can't see. But ANU has given you the discipline to succeed. Remember that. If none of what I've said has gone in, think of one thing. Pikachu is 20 years old this year. Pokemon has just reinvented themselves, and it's now the largest trending app, and there's more people on Pokemon Go than Twitter in the US. So change works. What started at ANU has taken me around the world and allowed me to find a vocation I enjoy. It taught me to learn, it taught me to ask questions, it made me lifelong friends. I wish the same for each of you, and I urge you to celebrate your successes, even the little ones. Do not mourn the failures or the mistakes. These are an opportunity for you to learn and gain experience. Today is definitely one of those successes. So congratulations to each and every one of you. I encourage you to celebrate this with those that helped you achieve it. Thank you very much.
David, thank you so much for those sage words. I note you describe how the world has changed so much from when your time was here, and I think you've indicated that our graduates can expect the world to change in the future. Our graduates, by your advice, are going to have to make decisions, but decisions based on a core set of values that will endear their fellow humans trust in who and what they are. So I encourage all of our graduates to think very much of someone who's been able to live a lot of life and see a lot of life and get a sense of what lies ahead of you. Here at ANU, I hope all of you feel that you have gotten the basic toolbox to get out and make a difference, but so much lies ahead of you. So let's thank David Nolan once again.
Well, in winding up today's ceremony, let me just first of all add a word or two of my own to thank our two speakers. We've learned a lot from listening to you both, Rohanna and David. It's intriguing that both of you made the theme of your talk the issue of choice. Choice faces us all the time in the course of our professional careers, choosing a career, choosing an employer, choosing a life partner on the social side of things, but also the choices you face day by day in the conduct of your profession, some of them very tough choices, not least in the common stamping ground that Rohanna and I have, and many of you will have in foreign affairs. Let me just say how gratifying it was for all of us to hear how much you believe your capacity to make those choices has been cultivated and embellished in you by your experience here at ANU, the development of critical faculties, the development of intellectual discipline, and the development of confidence to make those choices. That's what we think we're all about here at ANU. It's delightful to hear from you both to have that confirmed. Let me just say to all the new graduates, we really are very, very proud of you. We think of you and we hope you think of yourselves now as ambassadors in every sense for this great university of ours. Like your predecessors, like David, you'll find your careers taking you to every part of Australia, every part of the region, every part of the world. We really do wish you the utmost success in whatever you undertake, and we hope and we expect that you'll bring both yourselves and this great Australian National University of ours great credit in the course of your future personal and professional lives. We also hope very much that you'll keep in touch with one another and with us through the ANU Alumni Association. You are very much now a permanent part of the ANU family. and you really will always be welcome back to join us in this campus family home of ours. This graduation day has been your day, and all of us up here on stage, all the parents here who've contributed so much to creating this day for you, your friends, your other relatives, we've been absolutely delighted to share this very special day with you. So let's, all the rest of us, please rise. Graduates, stay seated. Everyone else, please rise, and one last time, express our appreciation and our congratulations for the fantastic job that you've done. Well, graduates, guests, staff, the conferring of awards ceremony is now concluding. The university invites you to celebrate with us outside the hall after the academic procession and the graduates leave the auditorium. I now declare this congregation closed.